help me information, more than that I cannot add. Only that I miss her and all the fun we had. But we were pulled apart because her mom did not agree, and tore apart our happy home in Memphis, Tennessee. Last time I saw Marie, she's waving me goodbye, with hurry home drops on her cheek that trickle from her eye. Marie is only 6 years old. Information, please. Try to put me through to her in Memphis, Tennessee.
Just about a year ago, I set out on the road, seeking my fame and fortune, looking for a pot of gold. Things got bad and things got worse, I guess you know the tune. Oh Lord, stuck in a low die-up inn, rode in on a Greyhound. I'll be walking out if I go. I was just passing through, must be 7 months or more. Ran out of time and money, looks like they took my friend. Oh Lord, I'm stuck in a low die-up inn. The man from the magazine said I was on my way. Somewhere I lost connections, ran out of songs to play. I came into town a one-night stand, looks like my plans fell through. Oh Lord, stuck in a low die-up inn. If I only had $1 for every song I sung, every time I had to play while people sat there drunk, you know I'd catch the next train back to where I live. Oh Lord, stuck in a low die.
Gentlemen, welcome to Tickle Your Bone Comedy here at Briggett's Last Laugh on this fine Tuesday, evening in North Phoenix. The show that won the 3 year in a row funniest comedy show north of Bell Road on Cave Creek in the 85041 area code. 3 years in a row. My mom gave us that award. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Okay, keep it down. That's perfect. We know you're there. I know you're there. I have some notes. It's been a minute, so I have some things to talk about. Oh, this wasn't working. That's what it was. Why is my, let's do this. I'm going to reset this. Oh, there you go. I can see that. All right. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. My name's Sean. We have a wonderful lineup. A handful of comics are late and on the way, and some people sent me some text saying they're running a little behind. So thank you all for being on time. I'm going to be doing a 2.5-hour monologue/comedy piece called Why Didn't My Parents Love Me? And I just did a bunch of meth. So lock the curtains. This is going to get fun. All right. The lack of laughter is scaring the hell out of me right now, folks. Either I'm that unfunny or you people are zombies. All right, there we go. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show. We're going to be here for the next hour and a half. And we have usually about 5 comics on the show, but tonight we've got about 9. And there's a bunch of newer comics to the room that we haven't had on before and or have only been on a few times, as we are always trying to find some new comics to add to the wonderful rotation of regular comics that we book here every Tuesday night. And we are live on YouTube, as I said, and MySpace. We're live streaming right now on MySpace. So if you're on MySpace right now and you're my top 3, but we are on YouTube right now. So you can always see the archives of shows on YouTube. It's Tickle Your Bone Comedy on YouTube, or just go to www.tickleyourboncomedy, and you can see the shows there. Also, too, this is like a book show, so if you want to get on the show, you can go to www.tickleyourboncomedy and click on Book a Spot. What's that? What is it? That's what I said, tickleyourBone.com, but I added comedy because, you know, I fuck everything up. Folks, let's hear it from me. I can't get shit together right now. I don't know. My friend had this DMT pen. I was hitting it, and I was like, where am I? Fractals, elves, midgets. I'm kidding. I've actually gone to parties or bars and people are drunk and just hand them a pen like this, like a real pen, and go, hey, man, you want to hit my vape pen? They go, yeah. Where's the button? What is it? And I go, it's Inktica. And they just, like, struggle. It's so great to get a drunk person. So back it up. TickleYourBone.com. There it is, TickleYourBone.com. God damn it, I always get things wrong. TickleYourBone.com. There you go. You can go there to click on a link to get a spot booked and or to see the show and or watch archives and go to the YouTube page, etc. and etc. Got something in my mouth. And I will say this: if you, I'd like to always give a big shout out to my friend. He has one of the best bagel shops in Arizona. And being a Jew, how many Jews are in the audience tonight? Yes, 1. All right, there's 2 of us. Cool. L'chaim, Baruch, okay. But I love bagels in general, and you don't have to be Jewish to have a bagel. And if you want a bagel, go to Bagel Fields at 29th Street in Thomas. They're amazing bagels. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yes. Oh, and I'll talk about this later, too, but I want to mention it's called Talk Flicks for $10, February 25th, Sunday at Harkins. One of our comics night, Jimmy, we'll talk about that in a little bit. He's doing a show, a thing, where you can literally talk during the movie. You can throw shit at the screen. You can shoot somebody. It's going to be awesome. No. Oh, it's called Talk Flicks, not Shoot Flicks. Okay. I was thinking back in the 80s, every time there was like a hip-hop movie got released, someone got shot in Brooklyn. It was awesome. All right. But it was just a random one shooting. Oh, I forgot there's bad shootings now. Shit, I didn't mean to say that, folks. Calm down. I was thinking of the 80s. That's how old I am. One guy would get shot like in his calf at like Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo at the midnight showing in Brooklyn. As soon as Turbo came on the screen. All right. Moving forward. All right. Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'll say that. I hope a lot of people are in love. I hope you people are excited about Valentine's Day, and or if you don't have a wife and or a girlfriend, get a hooker. Support sex workers, man. It's Valentine's Day. Everybody needs love. You know what I mean? Everybody needs love. Okay. That's how I feel about that. And the Super Bowl was yesterday. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? Was that exciting for everyone? Nope. All right. Can't believe even five. No one's like, fuck, we did not watch the Super Bowl. All right. I didn't either. I was just curious who won. Who's that? The Kansas City Chiefs. I know who won the game. Of course I watch it. What else I was going to do yesterday? I have just a few comments about the Super Bowl. It made me laugh. You see people complain about the Super Bowl, like online. I saw this guy just bitching randomly. It just made me laugh. And anytime someone bitches about anything good. Now, listen, I'm 55, and I'm a Jew. I'm black turned inside out. I don't like white people, generally. I think they smell like bologna. What's up? Okay. My point is I know. My beard's gray and white. But every time someone bitches about or says something stupid, it's always like some dude who's like 55, like out of shape, and he's white, and he's like bitching about something. Like, dude, what? Calm down, dude. You're my demographic. You're making us look bad. But anyway, this dude was mad about the halftime show, and he was like, I don't know who Usher is, and I don't care. And I'm like, yeah, who fucking, so what? Like, you fucking. Well, I know, but I was like, if you're 55, you don't know who someone is. Obviously, even like when the Beatles came out, those people that were like, oh, these fucking guys with the long hair, and shut up, Dad, they're great, I love you. I mean, it's just like, he's kind of like, my point is he was bitching, but let's just talk about fucking some bad Super Bowl halftime shows. When I was a kid, do you guys remember Up With People? Yeah, that was some serious straight up shit right there. 200 like Catholic Christian white people running on the field, lip syncing like top 20 songs. All like and bedazzled out, really horrible, not good. Bands would play at the halftime show. And then the best, I saw a clip from 94. I Googled bad halftime shows. 1994, this is the halftime show. Travis Tritt, Clint Black, the Judds, and Reba McEntire. Dude, that is so not lit, even when they were like happening back then. Let me just say something, though. Travis Tritt was running around on the stage at the Super Bowl in a baby blue leather outfit with fringe coming out everywhere. Like he stole it from Bon Jovi in '87. It was so fucking horrible. But I was like, there's been if you go back 2 or 3 years, every Super Bowl show sucks, except Prince and Tom Petty. Those are the only two that were ever good. Oh, wait, and Snoop Dogg, too, because he was like smoking weed. That was like dope, too, because, you know what I mean? That was like lit because now it was like, yeah, I'm going to smoke weed. Like, who's going to stop him anyway? But now it's legal. Yeah, but most fucking halftime shows suck. And most of the commercials are fucking stupid, too. Like, I watched the game for the game. And I was born the third Super Bowl. I was born right after it. I was literally born the day that Joe Namath beat the Oakland Raiders to take the Jets to the Super Bowl. I was born the day greatness. He banged four broads that day, won a playoff game to go to the Super Bowl, and I was born. Folks, 3 great things happened on that day. And then the Jets won the Super Bowl and saved the NFL. My point is if you look up old Super Bowls, like Super Bowls are like whatever, but watch an old Super Bowl or watch stories about the first Super Bowl, this is the greatest fucking story. Max McKee, number 85 from the Packers. Look him up. When you look at him, fucking balding, widow's peak, kind of paunchy stomach, out of shape. He was like a 35-year-old wide receiver. Literally, he was going to retire after this game. He didn't really play all season. He knew he was done. The guy that was ahead of him was like the star receiver. He literally, on the night before the Super Bowl, he walks by him at the hotel, and I forget the guy's name, like Stanislavski. Max McKee's like, hey, don't get hurt. I'm going out. Like, he knew it. He's like, I ain't going to play. So he went out, and it was like the 60s, and as Max McKee tells the story, we met some stewardesses. So back in like the late 60s, stewardesses were some freaky bitches, apparently. Like, he goes, the game was in Los Angeles. We met some stewardesses. I was like, I ain't playing tomorrow. I ain't going back early. I came here for 2 things. I plan to take care of one of them tonight. And he was with Paul Horning, who was another poon hound, so they were out with the stewardesses. But, so, long story short, yeah, I know. I know, I'm being all like, I'm talking like the day, bro. Couple of poon hounds on the town with some high karate cologne in Los Angeles with stewardesses. Okay. Anyway, so I know, I'm going all the way back, folks. I hit this DMT pen twice. Okay, no. So anyway, Max McKee gets shithoused, literally said he walked back in the hotel at 6:30 in the morning past Bart Starr, who was just getting up to go stretch and warm up for the game. And he's like, oh, this is good. So he went and tried to take a nap, gets to the game. The first play of the game, the star receiver that he's like, I don't have to worry about it, breaks his fucking arm. Vince Lombardi, the greatest coach ever, goes, McKee, get in there. And he goes, shit. Didn't even bring his helmet out of the locker. Just grabbed somebody else's helmet, put it on, and fucking Bart Starr called like a post pattern. He ran down as fast as he could, turned around, his helmet didn't move. It went this way. It was one bar. He put his hand out. The ball miraculously landed there. He sprinted to the end zone. And he goes, and I just wanted to get there so I could get off camera because I knew I was going to throw up. That's the first Super Bowl ever caught in NFL history. Super Bowls right there. That's a fucking man right there. And then he caught the second one. Same thing. He was like, God damn it, I got to do this again. He goes, I was just sprinting to save my life. Drunk, hungover, with fucking sweet stewardess all over his junk. Probably smelling a TWA Breck commercial. Got that mile-high air all over that. Back then, stewardesses had to be like 100 pounds, and they could. It was such a sexist industry. It was so funny. Hey, sorry, you gotta fit through this little cardboard cutout, and it was like so skinny. I will say this. I went to Forever 21 the other day, and I tried to explain to the broad I'm a size 0, and she said I was like a size 6. I fought her. Okay. Max McKee was awesome. Okay. Here's the other thing I'll say about the Super Bowl and Super Bowls. When I was younger, like I forget when it was, the first Super Bowl, but as soon as the Super Bowl was over, I remember it was the Broncos. It was somewhere like the late 80s or 90s. As soon as the Super Bowl was over, they had like T-shirts on and they had hats, and it was like, it's like the New York Giants Super Bowl winners. And I was like, how the fuck did that happen so fast? The NFL must know. And then it didn't dawn on me at the time. They probably made enough gear for both teams, so as soon as someone won, they would give it to them, right? So, of course, years later with Google, I learned that and I looked it up. Here's a cool thing. You can Google where they send the loser gear, because what they do is just send it to an impoverished country, which is very nice to the NFL. But, so, like, if there's a tidal wave or tsunami or a drought or something, you will be getting, like, poor 49ers gear this year will be going to somewhere in Korea that had, like, a mudslide, is my point. But I looked this up. This is funny. There's a country that's called Burundi, and they're the poorest country in the history of countries for, like, hundreds of years. It's just, like, the poorest place to live. It's very bad. There's nothing there. And I looked it up, like I saw it, like you could see where, like, loser gear goes. And I literally looked up that for 4 years straight, like, the people in Burundi literally thought the Buffalo Bills won back-to-back Super Bowls. They were rocking Thurman Thomas fucking gear, Jim Kelly MVP gear. They're so hungry, but Jim Kelly, no. This mud hut. Oh, and I brought my dog tonight, my little dog Waylon. He's with me. He's in the back. He's taking a nap right now, or he's chewing a little bone. He's such a delight. I just want to tell you a story about I adopted this dog from a place called Almost Their Rescue. What they do is they get like a pregnant mom that gets like someone like will bring her. I have a pregnant mom dog, and so they have the mom have the puppies, and then they get the puppies fixed, and they get a DNA test, and they have this like really cool adoptions and stuff. And so that's how I got my little dog Waylon. And I didn't know he was 3.5 pounds, and I got him, and I'll bring him out maybe later if he's awake. But he's jet black, and he was just so cute. But I was like, what is he? And they go, he's a Chiweenie. He's a Chihuahua Dachshund. So now he's like 8 pounds. So he'll be like long and like a dachshund, but he's kind of like has the face of a Chihuahua. But so they did a DNA, and that's how they told me. They go, yeah, he's a Chihuahua Dachshund. Like that's the makeup in the background, and he has like a backstory. So I looked. So it's so cool. So check this out. So his mom is from Sinaloa. She's a little Chihuahua, and she was in Rocky Point partying, and she met a dachshund from Scottsdale who knocked her up and just left her. Yeah, and then she made her way to Nogales, across the border, and I'm raising one of her 4 anchor babies, and his name is Waylon. I love him so much. This is so stupid. But it was just a funny, like, what is that? A Chiweenie. He's a chupacabra dachshund. No, but so here's the thing. So his real name was Ducati, and then he had a sister Yamaha, Suzuki, and Harley, because they were called the motorcycle litter. And it was like 3 girls and a boy, and I got the little boy. And but they have the greatest names. I'm friends with them on Facebook. Just check them out. They're pretty cool. Like, I'm not saying you need to get a dog, but it's adorable. But they had like the Italian meats. They had bologna, capricola, sopressata, like it was the fucking little knucklehead like ones. And then they had all towns in Ohio that started with C. There was Columbus, Cincinnati, Canton, and what was the other one? Columbus, Canton, Cincinnati. Anyway, there's no, Cleveland. There you go. And then they had a litter with like 4 boys, and it was the new edition. It was Ricky, Ronnie, Bobby, and Mike. It was the most funniest. It's so hard to say that without going, hey. Yeah. Okay. So my dog Waylon might make an appearance later. He's got a catchphrase. He always goes, "It's rough out there, I tell you." I said rough. Okay. I'll introduce and I'll take it up. All right. So we have, like I said, we have like about 9 comics tonight. Some are newer to the room than others, and there's a couple. Some of our regulars are in the house tonight. And we're still missing a few, but they will be on their way. So we will get to the cavalcade of wonderful all-stars and funny people right now. Starting off the lineup of tonight's show, she's been a regular here a couple times in the past couple months, and she's blowing up all over Phoenix. Everyone loves her. She's doing all the shows. She's wicked funny, and all the kids like her. She's a superstar on TikTok, MySpace, AOL Messenger. She's got her own OnlyFans. No kidding, it's so stupid. So stupid. It's called Dick Jokes. And she just stands there and tells dick jokes. That'll be so stupid. I dance at Dick's Cabaret on Thursdays and Fridays. Ladies and gentlemen. So stupid. This next hot shit we love dearly, and she's wonderful. Please enjoy Miss Sandra Saldana.
Give it up for our host, guys. That's cool. He said he shops at Forever 21. I was wondering why he looks like those guys that if he gets pulled over, he'll be like, "Do you know who my dad is?" Like his outfit's got that written all over it. Yeah, I do have an OnlyFans. It's called Stretch Marks and Bullet Holes. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't. I don't. I do want to open up a strip club called that. That'd be cool. We take food stamps to come in. That'd be the shit. Like my baby needs diapers. No, but I recently went to the strip club with my homies because I kick it with like nothing but dudes, right? And we're not the same. Like they'll be looking at the strippers thinking that they love them and everything, and they'll ask me like, "Hey, did you see her?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, she's helping that table, but I think our wings are coming next." They're like, "No, like no one's talking about the fucking waitress. Like we're talking about the stripper." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Like, I mean, strip clubs are cool, though, because it feels like I'm at the circus anytime they're doing the tricks and stuff, so it's always fun to go. I don't judge it. They're just a little pricey, guys, so I'll be opening up Stretch Marks and Bullet Holes in the Hood pretty soon. You'll be there? We'll have the best wings in town. Oh, shit. Now, I went to a white people's barbecue for the Super Bowl. It trips me out. You guys really eat steak without tortillas? It's so weird. Now I'm a little out of it today. My homie just told me that he's fighting cancer. And I was like, damn, bro, that sucks because I know he can't fight, you know? Like I've seen him get beat up by his baby mama a few times. So, like, if I'm ever getting jumped, I'm going to be hitting her up, like, "Hey, man, I know you and my homie broke up, but can you come through? Because this fool can't fight." No, but he did beat it, though. I'm surprised. Like, that's the one fight that fool won. Because everything else, I've seen that fool get laid out. Oh, shit. I didn't want to be a comedian, guys. When I grew up, I wanted to be a therapist just because I like chisme. You know, like I like all the gossip. So I wanted to get paid to hear it. Like, I wouldn't be sitting there with a notebook. I'd be sitting there with popcorn. Like, no way, tell me more. And then why did your kids get taken away? Yeah, but it's too much school for that, man. So I decided I'll do comedy. Might as well get paid for talking shit to people. Because I wanted to get paid to listen to their gossip and then tell them, no, you block him right now, girl. You don't need that man in your life. Like, they don't listen, just like my homies, man. That's why their baby mamas are still beating them up. Oh, shit. Let's see. My dog ran away. And, like, we were looking for him. I didn't want him to come back because, like, he's a piece of shit, you know, like that fool will be sitting on the couch snoring like he just got off work. I'm like, bro, you don't even do shit. Like, my son, though, he loves him. So, like, I had to, like, look out for him, and I had to find his stupid dog. It turned out he was in the dog pound. And he's like, Mom, let's go get him. I was like, wait a second. Like, let's find out what he did first. Because if he bit somebody, like, I was like, nah, that's not him. It looks like him, but nah, that's not my dog. But, I mean, this idiot just got into some fucking cactus. Like, they showed us a picture. He looked like the hyena from The Lion King. I was call him Cactus Butt now. But, like, we got to the shelter, and, like, it was, they told us, like, they hire the, like, nicest people. You get there, they treat you really well until you want to get your dog back. They're like, oh, yeah, it's $500 to get him back. I'm like, damn, I don't got that kind of money right now. And then they turn into like fucking mobsters after you tell them that you're broke. They're like, oh, you don't have $500? Don't worry, we'll sell him back to you in pieces. We're gonna cut his balls off, and then you can have him for cheaper. I'm like, what kind of evil people are you? I thought you guys loved animals. I told my kid, I'm like, are you sure you want him back, dude? Because for that kind of money, we can buy a puppy. Like, we can do it right this time. Like, we fucked up with this fool. Like, we didn't teach him no tricks. He's about to die in a couple years anyways. Like, let's start over, a fresh new slate. My kid was like, no, Mom, I love him. I was like, all right, lady, cut his balls off. I'm taking him home. But, yeah, dude, fuck that dog, man. He's a piece of shit, dude. Like, he's always trying to start shit with other dogs. Like, I don't know, like, this fool is only smart when he shouldn't be smart. You know, like, he likes to pick fights. So we had our trampoline against the wall, and he would, like, stand on it and, like, lean on against the wall and bark at the dogs across the other lawn. So I was like, all right, let's move it across because this was going to jump the fence. Tell me why this motherfucker learned how to jump on that shit and was, like, jumping like, I was like, bro, how are you throwing up gang signs in the air? Like, who the fuck does that shit? Fucking hate that fool. I can get him out of the ghetto, but I can't get the ghetto out of him, you know? Oh, shit. Let's see what. I did start going to AA meetings, not because I want to quit drinking, but because I need a Valentine's date. And I'm tired of fixing these fools up. Like, I want to get a man that's already working on himself, and that will be my DD. Like, let's go to the bar, babe. You know I can't drink. Don't worry, I got us. I will drink for the both of us. You just got to drive us home. But, yeah, those fools got problems, man. I felt like when they were telling their stories, I was like, shit, is this an open mic or is these fools for real? Like, this shit's crazy, man. It's hard out here for a pimp. I went to a date recently. I thought things were going well, you know, like, we were talking about our futures. Like, he's like, oh, what's your, like, you got 401k? Like, what are you going to do when you die? Like, we got deep into our conversations. Turns out this fool was trying to sell me life insurance. It's always the ones that went to school with you, man. It's like, that's why you were always asking me, let's go have coffee. But that is my time, guys. My name is Sandra Saldana, comedy.
Let's hear for Sandra Saldana, comedy. Check her out, yeah. And I'm sure you can visit Sandra Saldana Comedy and see some merch she's got on there. Probably that T-shirt she's wearing, probably, right, sister? Yeah. Yeah. You need a shirt that says "No fat bitches," right? Is that what it says? Yeah. No fat bitches. Yeah, she got it. Bracelets, everything. I like all bitches myself. I'll even take a bitch with the extra parts on them. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't like a tranny bitch? Come on now, support everybody. One love. One love. Extra parts. Okay, I'm doing stupid now. All right, welcome to the show. My name's Sean, and I'm here. All right. Sandra Saldana, thank you, sister. You're very funny. We enjoy you. I appreciate you. We like to support everybody. We support all the troops here. Girl Scout troops, dance troops. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This next young man coming to the stage has been a fan favorite for a many couple of months now, and we keep bringing him back, and he's funny as fuck. Please put your hands together for the adorable and very funny Mr. Gage Flick. I look that way, I'm so stupid.
How we doing, Bridget? We good tonight? Yeah, fuck yeah. I like this. I like this place a lot. I'm very comfortable here, and I'm not always comfortable. I go to North Scottsdale, and I'm pretty uncomfortable. And then I go to South Phoenix, and I'm pretty uncomfortable there. I think I realized that it's because of the way I was raised. Like I didn't grow up poor, but I didn't grow up rich either. I grew up cheap as shit. Cheap as shit. Like when I was a kid, if you were hanging out at my house and you wanted a glass of water, you were not getting a glass of water. No, you were getting a 44-ounce plastic Taco Bell cup full of water. Yeah, because my parents washed and saved them things. So embarrassing. It's the only house on the block that you left with a souvenir cup. I hated it. I remember one time when I was a kid, like me and my friends, we weren't allowed to cross the street. We were little kids, and we were hanging out at my house, and we went back to my buddy's after, and he had the cup, and his mom was like, "You guys go to Taco Bell?" And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Lies." And he's like, "It's from Gage's house, I swear." And he goes, "They saved them there." And she goes, "Nobody does that." And she beat the shit out of them very violently. They were Vietnamese. It was very normal to them, but I was shocked. He didn't go to school for a month. It was so bad. I grew up so cheap. I grew up so cheap when I was a kid. I loved animals. I wanted to go to the zoo. So my dad was like, "All right, I got something for you." Took me to Petco. I was not stoked. He could tell. He's like, "Hey, what's with the attitude? Birds, fish, reptiles. This is what you wanted." He was not very cool. I grew up cheap as shit, man. I grew up so cheap. We didn't have our first desktop computer until 2009. 2009. Just to put things into perspective, the United States of America had gotten their first black president before the Flick household had their first desktop computer. And when he finally bought a computer, he bought the cheapest piece of shit he could find. He got an E-Machines. You guys remember E-Machines? He got one, and he was too cheap to get the antivirus, so once a week he'd have to reboot it. Took forever. He'd be so pissed. He'd be like, "Those sons of bitches." He had a conspiracy about it. He'd be like, "McAfee does this. Those sons of bitches. McAfee does this so that you have to buy the McAfee. Those sons of bitches." I didn't have the heart to tell him that it was the copious amounts of online porn I was attempting to download that crashed the fucking computer once a week. That was bad. I've been trying to, this is a weird sentence. I've been trying to be angry more, because I feel like people are very passionate and get like really mad and worked up these days, and I'm just like very passive and happy-go-lucky, and I feel like left out. So I'm trying to get mad more. So I've been working on it. Like I've been actively trying to work on it. Like today I was sitting in traffic. It's a perfect example, perfect time. Sitting in traffic, and I found myself getting so worked up. I was getting so mad. I was doing a really good job. I was getting so mad that I found myself hoping whoever caused the accident that I could see that was up ahead fucking burned to death. Is that too much? Or am I doing it right? I feel like I'm doing it right. Because we call them accidents to be polite. But we all drive. We've all been out there. We all know somebody is at fault. Somebody was being an impatient piece of shit, probably. Am I alone here? No. Some dickhead in a Mazda Miata. It's too fucking cool to check his blind spot. Ends up turning himself into Meatloaf under a big rig, and we're the ones who are supposed to feel remorse. We're the ones who are supposed to feel sorry after sitting in the 2.5 hour bumper to bumper mess that asshole doesn't have to deal with anymore. Fuck that guy. I'm glad he's dead, and I hope he burned. I hope he burned. Okay, you guys aren't one for the dark stuff. Noted. Noted. I'm half white and I'm half Filipino. So growing up, people didn't know what the fuck I was. You know, most folks would just assume I was a very stoned Mexican child, which is cool with me because I feel like if you ordered a Mexican on Temu, I could be what shows up, you know? Like, hola, mi nachos Gage or whatever. But no, I'm half white, half Filipino. So most people, I don't know. I like people think I'm a Mexican kid. I grew up surrounded by Mexicans. I like them a lot, except for one of them. One of them fucked my girlfriend in 8th grade. So fuck Edgar Sanchez wherever you are, you son of a bitch. Fuck Edgar, man. But it's cool. We're, 8th grade. I just got my first kiss. This essay swoops in and goes all the way. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. But we're cool now. We're cool. We made I found him years later on Facebook. Turns out Edgar's a gynecologist now. Yeah, I wanted to leave him like a Google business review and be like, yo, this dude's like a Dookie Howser, a pussy. Like, holy shit. But no, I love Mexicans. I didn't realize how much I love Mexicans until I left this country for the first time. Yeah, years ago, I went to the Philippines. 0 Mexicans in the Philippines, guys. None. I checked, too. I cracked a bottle of beer. I whistled. None of them came crawling out of the jungle. I was so homesick. I missed cheeseburgers, Diet Coke, and Mexicans. So when I finally came home, I flew Korean Airlines, which, another fun fact, open bar on Korean Airlines. Open bar, yeah. So 2 Xanax and 9 Jack and Cokes later, I just come zombieing my way out of the terminal at LAX, just, Mexicans! Mexicans! The very first Mexican I saw, I grabbed him and I embraced him, and I was like, oh, mi amor! Mi hombre! Like, I miss you Mexicans! And he's so cool, because they're like warm people, you know? He's like hugging me back. He's like, oh, we miss you too, bro, you know? I'm El Salvadorian, but it's a thought that counts. He's a thought that counts. I'll let him know you said that on the way back through. Anyways, guys, I'm Gage Flick. Thank you guys so much. Keep it going for Sean. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gage Flick. Let's hear for that nice young man right there. I know he's playing a cruise next week that goes down the main canal there. You can catch him. It's so stupid. I told a friend one time, this is a true story, I go, yeah, I'm having a fish fry. He goes, oh, cool. I go, yeah, I go down the canal. I get a bunch of canal trout. He goes, wait, what? He was so grossed out. I totally lied. I didn't do that. All right, Gage Flick. Let's hear for that hot shit right there. He loves that canal trout, that real Native American, Native Arizonian fish. I don't have to tell him. I'm sorry. God damn it. I really thought I ate edible. I might have eaten the mushroom chocolate instead of the pot chocolate. I did. I really do. I feel goofy as fuck, but I feel like I'm focused. All right, we'll get through this. So we're starting over, right? We're starting from the beginning? No, I'm kidding. I know where I'm at. This next hot shit coming to the stage, I believe this is her second time here. She was, Gage Flick said, hey, this is a friend of mine. You should put her on. I said, yeah, you're funny, dude. I trust you. And then, boom, she was funny, so we're bringing her back. And, folks, at the end of tonight's show, remember to keep score because we will murder the least, most funniest comic. But I doubt it will be this next one. She's really funny. I'll point out who we should kill. They're on later. Two Jews walked into a bar and bought it. Please, put your hands together for the original Eminem, Melody Morris.
Give it up for Sean. Yeah. He's not kidding. They're going to murder the least funny comic. I've seen him do it. That's why it was so damn funny last time. I was like, I got all my good shit, bro. I'm back. So we made it, and hopefully I can live again. I feel like that's like X Factor or something. I've been trying to work on myself lately, mainly just like stop judging people based on how they look. Because I look like this, but I have the voice and the temper of all divorced middle-aged Waffle House waitresses and the liver of a war vet who's only been drinking malt liquor for the past 40 years. But I'm trapped in this 21-year-old body, and it's cool. I'm not going to act like it's not to you guys, because if I went missing, people would actually look for me. Okay? But every single time I've been kidnapped, like, I just get returned immediately because they know not to fuck with Waffle House employees. Come on now. I'm a felon in like 3 states. I drive a Nissan Altima. Does anyone in here also drive a Nissan Altima? What's so damn funny? I'm just kidding. Yeah, people fucking hate us. You know what I mean? Like, people who drive Ultimas and Ultimas in general just have a very certain energy to them. Like, if you're on the highway and a car's missing a tire and, like, bottoming out, that's Ultima energy. Or, you know, there's a car going 50 over the speed limit and blasting music so loud that it's shaking the entire vicinity. That's Ultima energy. Or if you're in, like, West Phoenix and a guy gets out and he's wearing black Air Forces, that's Ultima energy. You know, every time I tell that joke, there's always, like, some people like you guys over here that are like, Black Air Force, the military is getting really progressive these days. I'm just kidding, by the way. It was a joke. You guys can laugh, by the way. This is a comedy show. It's a comedy show. I don't know why they're not laughing. Speaking of, like, what is your guys' deal? Are you guys someone's, like, family who's on the show, or what's the vibe? Are you guys just hanging out? Yeah, I'm talking to you guys. You're what? Oh, you're pipe players? That's sick. Okay, I'll stop talking shit on you now. Now I'm scared. I feel like I'm gonna be in a pipe player gang. I'll move on. Jeez. Anyway, I I had a really unique time growing up with my dad. We had a lot of really cool bonding experiences. It's what my therapist likes to call the 4 Ds, because it was a lot of daddy-daughter drug dealing. I wish I was making this up, too. He also had a DUI, so we walked to all the drug deals. And, like, that's some, like, white people shit, too. Like, we're going to walk to deliver, like, a pound of cocaine. Because who's going to say something to fucking Paul Walker lookalike? Like, come the fuck on. But we had a lot of good times. But, you know, other people got to play normal games with their dad, like hide and seek. But hide and seek for me was just like hide the cocaine, or like hide at grandma's house and seek asylum. Yeah, seek legal help before they knock down her door. Or like Princess Tea Time. For me, that was just like us having tea while he was doing time. It's really hard to pass a tea glass through a Pepsi glass. Okay? So yeah, we had a lot of good times. I knew for sure I had a drinking problem when I started to go to dive bars to get my homework done. Like, even yesterday, I was at Cornish for, I'm not fucking with you guys, 6 hours doing homework, aka drinking the entire bottle of wine that I was served. It was a good time. But the first time I went to the dive bar to get my homework done, I spent like $40, okay? And that's kind of a lot for 2 reasons. 1, it's a dive bar. 2, I have the tolerance of a little person or a fat 8-year-old. So, but $40, you guys, is still cheaper than a ticket to Disney World, okay? People are paying, you guys, people are paying thousands of dollars for the same experience I had at that dive bar at Disney World. That is my happiest place on earth. And when I have kids and they want to go to Disney World, I'm going to take them to my favorite dive bar, and I'm going to tell them that it's Disney World. How are they gonna know? Take a few shots, baby. The bartender will start looking like Mickey Mouse real soon. That was just like what my parents did, so I'm trying to pass down the generational shit, I guess. I've been thinking a lot about what my stripper name would be, because that's how like well my comedy career is going. I like the name Cinnamon because it's like classic and I like cinnamon, but I think the name Pigeon just like embodies me a lot better. I also really love pigeons. It's also like I live for the streets. Not like that. I just enjoy people like throwing bread at me and whispering sweet nothings to make me come. I'd be on the pole like, "Ayy." I have been Melody Morris. Thank you all so much for your time.
Melody Morris, let's hear it for that nice young lady right there. She's going places. She's going from a Waffle House to a Denny's soon, folks. She's moving on up. Okay. To a different breakfast place. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Melody Morris. Nice young lady right there. She's. Heads up, hashtag real talk. She will be drunk driving later, so just gauge when she leaves or get out before her. All right. Boom. I'm kidding. Up. All right. Coming to the stage now. Oh, this next hot shit I met years and years and years ago, and then he popped in this show last week, and I was like, oh, man, I thought that was you, but you look older. He goes, yeah, it's been a minute. I was like, yeah, you aged well, you hot shit. He was voted sexiest kid on Teen Beat magazine 3 years in a row. No, I'm kidding. Stupid. Teen Beat, right? Is that the right one? Yeah, I thought so. I'm kidding. All right, I'm lying about that. Okay. Anyway, so it was really nice to run into him again. I said, let's get you on the show as soon as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, after not seeing this man for a long time, he's back and we're thrilled. Mr. Ryan McKee.
Hey. All right. Wow. Thanks so much for being here tonight, everyone. Coming out on a Tuesday night. I know it's hard. Just going to get right into it. I don't usually like to brag in front of complete strangers, but I just dropped $6,000 on a pair of speakers. Things are going pretty good. Yeah, they're called hearing aids. Yeah, the speakers for real life. Yeah. I've got bionic hearing now. Yeah, I live in my life in surround sound. Where are my hearing aid users at? Okay, where are my speaker heads? Where are my hearing aid hooligans at? Anybody? No? Okay, they're in here. They just can't hear me. It's cool. I love going to the hearing aid store because every time I go, I feel like a tween again. I'm the youngest person they've ever seen in there. All the ladies want to give me the Werthers out of their purses, if you know what I mean. It's a very sexual candy, if you know what I mean. That hard toffee, woo! They think I'm Timothy Chalamet. Mostly because I keep saying, hello, I'm Timothy Chalamet, and they don't know the difference. I had to take out a loan to buy these. I didn't have $6,000 just lying around. It's like a second car payment every month, which leads me to believe there must be such thing as hearing aid repo men, right? If I miss a payment on these, who's coming to pick them up? Probably some guy named Doug with a Dog the Bounty Hunter haircut, wearing Crocs. Because he doesn't need to be sneaky. I won't hear him coming. He can take him right off me. I wouldn't know the difference. Where's that reality show? You know, Doug sneaking into retirement homes in Sun City to steal back your deadbeat granny's miracle ears? Could be called Doug, the Boomer Hunter. Thanks for the cough there. We didn't get a lot of laugh. So good. My hearing loss is genetic, which is the lamest way to lose your hearing, right? Cool people lose their hearing because they were too close to an explosion, or they were in a metal band. The closest I came to being in a metal band was marching band. I played the French horn. Yeah, French horns are so lame that they don't even allow them in ska bands. You guys know what ska music is? Yeah, exactly. There you go. It kind of is like a marching band had sex with a punk band. It's awesome. I used to love it in high school, right? I used to sit around and think up ska band names for ska bands I wanted to start. There was Ska Humbug, which was a Christmas-themed ska band. There was a Texas Chain Ska Massacre. There was a horror ska. There was Battle Ska, Galactic Ska. That one won because I got it in twice. Yeah. I want to start the world's first French horn-fronted ska band. We'd be French-themed with berets and baguettes, and we'll call ourselves Escargot. Yeah, you didn't think I had another ska band name in there, did you? You're hoping I didn't, but I did. Ha-ha, gotcha. Gotcha there. I know you're thinking like this guy, bragging about his rich-ass hearing aids and talking about ska music, but I am relatable. I am at least like 50% of you in here in that I'm divorced. Statistically, where's my divorced people at? Okay, statistically speaking, some of you are lying, okay? Some of you are just sad like me, let's be honest. I'm living in my friend's guest house because things aren't going to plan. You never move from a front house person to a back house person because you're killing it right now. You can tell how successful somebody is by how high their ceiling is, right? Like rich people have cathedral ceilings. My ceiling, and I'm not kidding about this, is here. I'm pretty sure this place was originally built as a children's clubhouse. Like, all that's missing is a no girls allowed sign on the outside. And let me tell you, when women see my place, they don't want to be allowed in anyway. They're like, I'm not going into that murder shack. Leave me alone. I bought a Peloton bike to work on my revenge body like a divorced guy should, you know? But when I pedal too hard, I hit my head on the ceiling. So I'm the only guy you'll see wearing a helmet on a stationary bike. I look like I have epilepsy. My friend walked in and he goes, oh man, this place is perfect for a newly divorced guy. I go, why? Because it's so small? And he goes, no, because the ceilings are too low to hang yourself. That's how my friends show concern, apparently. All right, I will do this to get out of here. I was driving over here. I was cut off by a guy in a huge truck, and all it said on his back window was, eat ass. That's the message he wanted to put out into the world every day. Eat ass. And you might be thinking, that guy sounds like a dick. Well, I saw it and I thought, that guy seems like a romantic. Because he loves a very particular form of lovemaking so much. He doesn't care whose day he ruins, who happens to be driving with a child who just learned to read, okay? It's going to be a lot of questions in that car. That kid probably doesn't even know where babies come from yet. He's going to have to learn that. Okay, let's bring Sean back up here. Thanks so much. It's been great.
Hey, Ryan McKee, let's hear for that cat right there. It's been a minute since I've seen that cat, and let me tell you something. He's gotten funnier since the last time I saw, which means he's growing as a human and as a comic. Mr. Ryan McKee, thank you so much, sir. Hey, Ryan, when you're saying about ear problems, when I was a kid, I have small ear canals. When I was a kid, they had to take my tonsils and adenoids out and all this shit. So I had tubes put in my ears, right, to drain them because I would get fluid behind my ears. And my whole life, my ears are very sensitive to water, so be very careful in pools. But 2 years ago, at 53, I went to the doctor and I literally told him, I was like, dude, I'm going mental. I can't hear out of my right ear, and if I blow my nose, I can hear everything for a split second. I said, I'm sure there's just fluid behind my ear. Dude, they were like, no, you need hearing aids. He was ready to give me hearing aids. I just argued with him. Finally, they looked at my ear. They did the whole thing. I ended up having tubes put back in my ears at 53. Drained like fucking, I don't know why, but I just get fluid. Just drained fluid out my ear for like 3 straight days. I could hear fucking perfectly. I went back to the doctor. I go, yeah, who's getting hearing aids now, bitch? And I can hear you, so don't whisper with your back turned now, motherfucker. Yeah, it's so funny to get these little fucking tubes, and then, oh my God. So yeah, so I have to be very sensitive with my ears. I know what a bitch that can be, bro. But and I'll just say this, so when you start your, you go, I got hearing aids, and I turned around, I was like, what? What did he say? I was being such a schmuck, dude. I just want to say. I dad joked your awesome joke. Hey, it was really good to see you. Thanks for coming back. I'd like to have you back if that's okay. Thank you. All right. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this next cat, he's doing this thing called Talk Flicks. It's at the Harkins Theater, February 25th, Sunday. It sounds like a crazy time. I think they're doing the original House Party movie, and you can talk and comment on the movie. And I don't know the format, but it just sounds like a bunch of crazy fun with a funny old school movie. And he's been here a whole bunch now. He's one of our regulars, and we love him dearly. Please put your hands together for Jimmy, Mr. Jimmy twice, Jimmy squared, Jimmy 2 times. I love this man, Jimmy.
What's up, Brigett? How y'all doing? Thank you, Eduardo. Since you're the only fucking one that received the salutation and shit. So, real quick before I forget, Talk Flicks. You see my shirt, guys? Do you guys live here in Arizona? Yeah? You don't? Where you from? Huh? Did you say, what did you just say? Okay. I thought that's what you said. Because what I thought you said ain't what I really thought. Yeah, we're going to keep this shit going. So Talk Flicks, all right? And the reason I was saying this is because how many of y'all remember back in the day you could go to the movies and you could talk and say shit in the movies? You could react like a normal person reacts to some shit, right? Do y'all remember those days? Yeah. Where you could say some shit to the character on screen that was doing some stupid shit. Like when she's running upstairs to get away from the killer. You could say, what the fuck, why would you? You could say that, and nobody would be like, hey man, quiet down front. Kind of like this guy looks like he would fucking say. But you don't have to worry about that with Talk Flicks, right? So Talk Flicks, February 25th, I'm bringing House Party from 1990, old school movie with dancing, laughing, talking. I'm gonna bring that movie back to Harkins Theaters on the big screen. I'm gonna have 6 comedians come in and do 5 minutes apiece. I'm talking about some shooters. Right? We got Raven Gregory, Karma Bird. If anybody knows anything about comedy, y'all know I'm talking about some shooters. Eddie, you know what I'm talking about. Sean, you know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be a good time where you can get in there and you can say all that shit on screen that you would like to say to the characters, like that girl running upstairs. Or when the fucking Tom Cruise ass dude is going to jump off the Burj Khalifa with no parachute to catch the bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Don't do that. Or do it. It's a movie. You're Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? Or like in the romantic comedy, which is the shit that I watch these shits to laugh, just to laugh. The romance shit is ridiculous. The romantic comedy where the guy really figures out that he's in love with the girl, only to find out that the girl is in love with his brother. That's fucked up. And you could say some shit like, damn, bro already hit. She for the streets and the family. You can say all of that shit, and ain't nobody gonna tell you to be quiet at all. We're gonna talk shit. I'm going to have a hot mic. The movie's going to be turned down just a tad bit. We're going to turn the lights up a little bit so we can see each other in the theater. We're going to walk around and talk. So make sure you get your tickets for me tonight. Tickets are $10. They're a virtual ticket. I'll send it to you if you want it. Make sure you get with me. Otherwise, if you buy a Jimmy Twice t-shirt, which I have some of, you get a free ticket. So fuck with me. All right, I had to get that out. All right, let me gauge the audience real quick, because this table's a fucking piece of work right here. For 1 million pesos, you know how much 1 million pesos is in US dollars? It's like $56,000. It's horrible. For 1 million pesos, would you smell a homeless person's feet? I'm talking about a fucking proper whiff, like a fucking Like when you get that bouquet of flowers and you put your face in that bitch. Would you do that for $56K? The world. Taylor Swift. I just had to get that out, John. All right. So I got an 18-year-old son, man. And this dude's starting to date now. How many of y'all got kids in their teens? Get the fuck out of here, man. What are y'all talking about? So you not funny and you're not fucking? What is happening here? Who's got kids? You look good, man. You're 60-something? God damn. What's your workout regimen? You take a daily supplement? You do something. You got your hair too? Get the fuck out of here. The white dudes don't usually keep their hair. Sean is a fucking anomaly with that shit. I don't know how y'all be doing it. I'm gonna have this shit forever. And I'm okay with that. I'll make fun of the people who are bald. Real shit. But like he's my 18-year-old son, he's starting to date now. He's starting to be interested in women, right? And nowadays I don't know what type of advice to give because there's certain shit that women like that they didn't like when I was coming up, and then there's certain shit that they don't like that they did like when I was coming up. So I don't know which way is up. What I do know is that these motherfuckers is crazy. I know that, right? So we can nip it all in the bud by sitting down and watching an episode of Snapped. That's what we do. You want to know what choices to make when it comes to women? You want to know who to choose? You want to know which one's up your alley? Which one's for you? We're going to sit down and watch an episode of Snapped. Do y'all know what Snapped is? Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Listen, Snapped is a crime documentary show about women who kill their significant others or other people because of whatever, love triangles, emotional shit, right? Like that's what it ultimately ends up being. It's called Snapped. She couldn't take it no more and slash. Over. There's 30 seasons of this fucking show. Over 560 episodes. I don't need to do shit but make you watch a marathon of that. You'll know what to do and what not to do. It'll be easy. Fucking easy. I can't. So, it's been an epidemic of stupidity out here. Has it not? Yeah, it has. Oh my God, don't you fucking hate. See, now I knew you was gonna come around at some point. I knew we was gonna agree at some point. Stupid people. Oh my God. They make me sick. They get on my nerves. They irritate me. They make me want to scratch my ass for no apparent reason. Like when I hear somebody stupid saying some stupid shit, I get disinterested and start scratching my ass. While I'm looking them in the middle of their forehead. I'm not listening to shit. But I'm just looking in the middle of your forehead, waiting for you to stop talking, so I can be like, damn, that's crazy. Shit. But that's an epidemic. I went to Wendy's the other day, to the drive-thru, just to get a fucking meal, right? I get a mail. I said, let me get the number 6 large with a Sprite with light ice. She says, okay. You want a number 6 large Sprite with light ice? Yes. All right. I get to the window. She gives me the drink, or gives me the food. She says, so for the drink, you wanted a Sprite with light ice? I said, yeah, a Sprite with light ice. She says, we only have regular ice. We don't have light ice. I said, what the fuck are you? But like, for real, that's what's happening, right? I saw some shit in Florida where a girl broke into a dude's house to suck his dick. Y'all ain't even laughing like that because I said Florida before I started. I should have told the joke backwards. But that's the stupid shit we dealing with. How you break in somebody's house and suck his... Like what? She had a mask on and everything. Like, you know, like the goon mask with just the winter mask with the eyes and the mouth. Based on the mask, you tell what her priorities was that night, man. She was on some shit like, no, I'm sucking this dick tonight. My man chilling. Like, you couldn't have found a dick that was out and about. Like a dick that was out on the town, smoking cigars, eating chicken tenders and shit. You had to get the dick that was in the crib chilling, laying low, probably because he had a long day. You just had to run up on him. And then guess what? Add insult to injury. This nigga pressed charges on her. Apparently the head wasn't that good after all. And they call me Jimmy, man. Give it up for your host, Sean motherfucking McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jimmy, let's hear it for him. I'll explain it. Jimmy two-time, Jimmy. No, I just bruised my 5th metacarpal. He asked me, because I've been very sensitive to handshakes and pounds. I bruised this metacarpal, the 5th one right here, and I've done it before. So when I went to the doctor, I knew. I was like, I got an x-ray to make sure it wasn't fractured or broken. And they're like, you have a severe bruise. I was like, I know. I had a brace on for about a week and a half, and I just have some tape, and I'm snorting fentanyl every 30 minutes. I'm kidding. That's not true. I'm on ibuprofen. That's what the doctor told me, though. It's so funny. I go, I didn't break anything. They said, yeah, take some ibuprofen. I go, well, that's stupid. I'm just going to smoke weed. She goes, she gave me that look. But, yeah, so that's all it is. I can't pound or shake hands. All right. There's some personal information I just told you guys. I told you some health stuff, which I broke my own HIPAA code. I know, God damn it, what am I thinking? I have a joke about HIPAA, but I can't tell you the punchline. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. I know. All right. Coming to the stage now, this young man started doing comedy here in 1958 after his family crossed the border. He's an anchor baby himself, like my dog Waylon. No. He did start doing stand-up here, and we love him dearly. Please put your hands together for Mr. Eduardo Cruz.
Let's go. Sean, you can always kiss me, you know what I mean? We don't have to shake hands. We can always lock lips, you know? Hey, Paul, how's the hat? Is the hat in the way? We good? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, bro, let me blow one over there, and then one over there. Eddie Cruz, baby. That's what they hear before I kill him, you know what I mean? I'm like, Eddie Cruz, and then I choke him. You know, girls. You know, you're talking about what girls like and don't like. The few women that I've been with, if you could believe it, they be talking me to choke him and slap him, and you know, I'm a child of God, so I'll be like this, and they be like, "Bitch, hit me with like a man," and I'm like, "Oh my God," and then they're dead, you know. Cause then I'm like Eddie Cruz, and then I kill him, you know. Kill him with kindness. Suffocate him with compliments, you know? No, but my name is Eddie Cruz. You know, we out here, you know? We out here. Speaking of Waylon, you know, that's Sean's dog, named after the very famous, very legendary Waylon Jennings. You know what I mean? I just recently watched, I don't know if you guys seen this on Netflix, the We Are the World documentary, like the night that they created the We Are the World. Fantastic documentary. Funny part that I thought was hilarious. There's a moment when they're writing the song, or singing it all together. Stevie Wonder, notoriously, famously blind, was like, "How about we incorporate some Swahili into this song?" And everybody, you know, some people are fucking with it, other people aren't. And it's really funny because then Waylon Jennings is like, I ain't about this shit. I am not about this. He's like, no good old boy ever saying no fucking Swahili. And he just walked out the room. And I'm like, Waylon, it's funny as hell. Nah, but, you know, I think, you know, I'm a first generation American, so like, I had to teach my parents English growing up. Nah, it's too late. It's too late. This table specifically, and that man I can forgive because he didn't hear me. But right here, racist. Racist, I'm telling you. No, but you know, English is tough. Like for instance, if I give you the example of the word bear, like what am I referring to? The grizzly bear, the right to bear arms, or being bare booty naked, like you know what I mean? English can be tough, but it could also be very funny. Like earlier, that comedian talking about how he watched porn. And at first, I wouldn't have cared if he would have said it like, oh, dude, I watch a lot of porn. But he said a copious amount. It's that adverb, you know, copious, that makes me think that man has a problem. You know? Because if someone's like, I'm a drug addict, you know, I use a lot of, you know, heroin. I'm like, whatever, I don't judge, you know. But if they're like, I use a copious, I worry. I worry for their health. You know? If someone's like, oh, dude, you're so stupid, I'm like, oh, this guy's he's just messing with me. But if he's like, you're extremely stupid, I'm like, oh, this guy wants to throw hands. You know? This guy means business. English can be funny. English can be funny. No, but I love being a first generation American. I do. A lot of good food. That's it, really. Nah, you know, growing up, like, I see, you know, this table right here. You guys are white. You guys had child labor laws to protect you growing up. Not me. You know, my dad's been a mechanic for 22 years. I've been right there with him for 20, you know. I'm telling you, as a little boy. And then God forbid I get distracted, you know, because I tell my friends this, and they're like, what have you learned? Not a damn thing. I don't know a damn thing about cars, right? I know how to hold the light, and that's it. Even then I fucked that up. Even then I fucked that up, I'm telling you. I'll be holding the light, then I'll get distracted, and then I'll point the light over here, and be like, what are you doing? Put that shit over here. I'm sorry, Bob, please. He's like, you're never you know, he had me sweep his shop once. And he's like, you can't even fucking sweep a broom right, you dumb motherfucker. He's like, you do it like this. And I was like, what? You don't love me? Why don't you? I'm telling you, it's tough being a first generation, bro. They want you to be like a doctor or a lawyer, want you to go to college. But the thing about being a first generation American is you're poor as fuck. You know, you don't come to this country already rich. You come here to build your riches, you know what I mean? That's what America's about, the land of opportunity. I said this the other day. One of the, America is many things, and it has a lot of great things to, show for it. I think one thing that we take for granted is the racism. No? No? Because the way I see it, right? I'm not saying it's cool to be racist. I don't even know. I feel like I lost you guys, and I'm afraid. Quite frankly, I'm afraid. No, Jimmy, no. He's a black man, and he will whoop my ass. It wasn't my fault. No, but all right, I will. I'm just saying, because, like, you go to Mexico, right? Nothing but Mexicans. You go to China, nothing but Chinese people, Like my half Filipino, my man right here. He goes to the Philippines. I mean, it's crazy. He said there's no Mexicans in the Philippines, seeing as how they are the Mexicans of the Asian culture. You know what I mean? And that's the God on it. You never meet a Filipino without like a Latin last name. You know what I mean? They're always like Guzman, Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Although Pacquiao do be sounding like a fucking General Chow's chicken. You know what I mean? It sounds a little Oriental dish. Well, the point I was trying to say is, like, you gotta talk about, it's cool that we're diverse enough that we can, like, be racist about it. You know what I mean? That's the point I was trying to make. That's what I was trying to say. Racism is diversity, but the bad. You know what I mean? Racism is bad, but diversity is good. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm sweating bullets up here. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving forward, if we want to talk about racism, why don't we talk about being homophobic? You know what I mean? Speaking of racism and homophobia, you know who's really racist and really homophobic? Mexicans. That's the damn truth. Let me tell you, nothing but Catholics down there, nothing but, like, the moment they see a gay person, bro, they start praying, getting on their knees, which is kind of gay, But no, but the other day, well, I'm not single, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so I get to save some money tomorrow. But I am single, so I will be sad. recently, me and my now ex, we got in an argument, right? And so I did what any man would do. I went to Charlie's, the local gay club. You know what I mean? Which is very fun, cause like I'm not gay. I promise. But you know, I have gay friends, and I have gay friends, or I have straight friends who I'm gay with. You know, right, Jimmy? You see, cause I'm not a homosexual, I'm a homosexual. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna do, like I'm not gay, but I'll pretend to be gay with the homies. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like like if we were friends, and you got the hearing aids, I put my finger in your ear. You know what I mean? And then I turn them on and off. You know? But I'm at this club, and it can be kind of dangerous for a straight man. Now, you two gentlemen, you're a little older, so you might have not be as adventurous and have gone to a gay club. So let me tell you what it's like as a straight man. Dangerous, you know? Because, you know, I don't know if my hair's fucked up because I got the hat hair, but I got curly hair, right? And let me tell you, if girls like it, men like it. They be just touching that shit, no permission. I gotta be like, yo, my man. Ask first. But go ahead, you know what I mean? And ladies, I get it. You know, I now know what it's like to be, you know, suffocated with compliments, you know what I mean? They be telling me how good I look and what's my skincare, you know, routine and like how strong I am. And I'm like, whoa, I get it. I start getting all red. My knees start fucking feeling weak. I start swaying back and forth, you know, twirling my hair. Next thing you know, I'm sucking dick in the restroom, you know? I'll tell you what, going to the restroom at a gay club is scary because, like, you know, usually the line is for the women's restroom, not at the gay club. It's at the men's, you know what I mean? I'd be scared. Anyway, that's been my time, y'all. I appreciate y'all. My name is Eddie Cruz. Keep it going for your host, Sean McCarthy, the founder of McCarthyism.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eduardo Cruz. Let's hear for that smooth motherfucker right there. And Eddie, I'll say this. I fucking love you. You're amazing. But it's when you were talking to these lovely folks here, and people will talk to them because they're sitting right there in the front, kind of. But it's like, oh, you guys are older. How old you guys are? I don't know if we did when you were younger. Anyone older than you has done everything twice. Anything that you're doing now, they invented. All these kids talk about, yeah, I ate ass. Like, listen, your grandparents, they may not have been talking about it, but they probably invented ass eating somewhere in Wisconsin. They're like, it's a cheese curd, it's ass eating. It's what we do. We're nuts up here. And fucking 40 years later, kids are like, yeah, we eat ass. They're like, yeah, we invented that with cheese curds, you fuck. You don't know. You don't fucking know. So these cats right here probably have the best drugs and probably partied with the coolest people and they probably blew shit up. They probably had interracial three-way sex like Frank Sinatra craved. I read in a book about Frank Sinatra, they said Frank Sinatra loved three-way interracial sex. One black chick, one white doll, and I like to rock and roll. That's what he said. It's fucking Frank Sinatra, baby. Anyway. All right. I'm so stupid. God, I got to fucking double check what I ate when I get home. All right, listen. We're down to our last two comedians, but I feel like I have to do 40 minutes right now about trailer parks. I'm kidding. This next young man coming to the stage, I've known him for probably 15 years. I love him dearly. He's brilliant and funny to me, and I just love him so much. Please put your hands together for Mr. Ricky Brindley.
Hey, thanks, guys. Give it up for Sean. All right, cool. So, while I'm doing stand-up, I also used to do sketch comedy. I was in a group where we would put on a monthly show. It would be kind of like SNL, or we'd like write and produce our own sketches. It was really fun, but like part of it involved like, you know, kind of organizing and like, you know, doing shit that is really boring. But one thing that we'd have to do is send scripts back and forth to each other. like a lot, and we always would use this like script writing software that would like throw stuff into this like weird format called like .fdx, and like when you're sending scripts back and forth to each other a lot, it gets really boring in terms of like heading things like version 3, version whatever. So eventually we just started like having subject lines that would say like, if you open this message, you are a homosexual. And then eventually that ended up just going like becoming things like headlines with like our friends in Yemen, or like money transfers to Saudi Arabia, and then there would be no message inside it, and then a .fdx like attachment that goes along with it, which like most people wouldn't even be able to open. And like that's going on for a couple months, weeks, whatever, and then we're at a meeting and somebody goes, hey, did anybody get a weird message from a .gov like email? And all of us had, and it said like, it was basically just like, just a heads up, this email address was involved in like a subpoena or like some sort of court action involving the Justice Department. So we all stopped heading our emails with money transfers to Saudi Arabia and our friends in Yemen. But it is funny to think that there was like a meeting somewhere with like, you know, that like NSA or something like that, where they were like, yeah, we didn't find anything embedded. I guess it was just a script about a family having an intervention for their kid who huffs elephant farts. But just the fact that there was like a suited up guy like Fed that had to like read our scripts is always really fun. One thing that is kind of cool in the recent years is we've both legalized weed and what's it called, gambling or sports betting, which is actually sort of, I've just realized, like a lateral move from like the late 90s and early 2000s. It's just that like back in the day, you just had to like know a guy for all of the stuff that we take granted for, you know? Like if you wanted like all of the channels, including HBO and like the WWF pay-per-views, you just had to like know a guy who could get you that black box. Or like, you know, weed wasn't legal, but if your mom's youngest brother was cool with you, you could get it. You know what I'm saying? You just had to like, you know a guy. So yeah, anyway, we're just kind of all living the same life that we previously were. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. All right, no, sorry. Let's go back. Anybody here familiar with Gordon Lightfoot? Yes. All right. Our host at least knows our man Gordon Lightfoot. You might know the song Sundown by him. It was really popular on Cool 94.5 before they started playing Nirvana. Yeah, so like that's the one that goes like, sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stair. And like, anyways, it's about this like girl, and like Gordon Lightfoot used to see her, and anyway, later, we'll fast forward like 4 to 6 years, that same woman that Gordon Lightfoot wrote the song about sold John Belushi the 8-ball that killed him. Which is like, it's just like kind of like a weird happenstance. But then if you like think about it in terms of like modern day and like what that would be like if the girl from Hey There Delilah sold Mac Miller his last 8-ball. Just kind of like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah. Speaking of 70s rock though, we got any Fleetwood Mac fans in here? Rumors? Yes. Rumors. It's a great album. Apparently they spent like 50 grand on cocaine. Like that was like built into the budget. They hired a guy. He was known as a fade out artist. And they claimed that they flew in a guy from London who was really good at fading out at the perfect time. And they just like built that into the budget, and it was really just like their drug budget. And it's really wild because $50,000 was spent on drugs, and you got like thunder only happens when it's raining, and it's just like totally incongruent, and you don't understand like what the fuck is happening. But then like you realize that like through history, this has also probably happened, and it's just not as on like a grand scale, or you've like heard about it. I'm just gonna go out here and say this exact same phenomenon happened with the movie Young Guns. And if you aren't familiar with Young Guns, it's a movie from 1988, that has Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, and our friend Charlie Sheen. And they filmed it in New Mexico, and don't tell me that there isn't a guy named Tad that bought a fucking IROC in, like, Santa Fe with all of the cocaine that he sold to that set. And it's just like a whatever Western movie, but like poundage is the amount of cocaine that went through that set. Has to. What else do we got here? Oh yeah, okay. So I was recently thinking about how kind of the way things are set up with our first responders, that it'd be really interesting and kind of like illuminate the differences between them if they had to switch jobs for like a week, and the cops had to do the firemen's jobs, and the firemen had to do the cops' jobs. And like, first of all, just statistically speaking, with the cops, having to spend time at the firehouse and sleep over there as opposed to going home, about 60% of the spouses would be sleeping a lot better on the cop side of the equation. But then on top of that, like, it's just that, like, I am positive that when the fire departments like run in, the police station or whatever, anytime they get a call that they could like push off onto another party, they'd totally be doing it. And they'd be like, oh, it's a crazy person, we gotta get mental health on this. Or if it's a homeless population, there's another city people that we can be doing this. And then like they would just be like doing whatever else they have to do. And meanwhile, the police would just be unloading their guns on every fire because they feel their lives are being threatened. I'm gonna end on this. It's Valentine's Day coming up. It seems like we got a lot of single people out there. Yeah, we got our single people. Yeah. All right, I'm not going to be going on and on about how I met my girlfriend or what our life is like. Instead, I'm going to go back into the past and give you guys a nice little love story from when I was a little bit younger. So it's like 2011 or something like that. I'm in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, at an outdoor bar during the summer. It's beautiful, and I spot this woman that I walk up to. She's like 6 foot tall, statuesque, just amazing. Anyway, I find out that she's a model from Holland that is in town, and she speaks enough English to find me charming or whatever, and we're like chatting, and she's with her friend who is with another man who I can only say appears to have consumed all of the cocaine in Williamsburg, but this man has somehow found a place for us to go. He knows somebody that has an empty apartment, and so we go there, and it's like 4 a.m. or whatever, and me and this person that I absolutely lucked into finding go off into one of the bedrooms, and we start hooking up or whatever, and we're in the middle of things, and we hear a blood-curdling scream from the other room. And so we both have to, like, kind of get ourselves together, and we walk in, and the guy is just shooting blood from his nose onto, like, the ceiling and the wall. And I just have to go, well, it was great meeting all of you guys, but I am out of here. And the guy, as he's bleeding projectile, he's like, please don't call an ambulance. And I remember thinking, I should probably call an ambulance, but I didn't. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Mr. Ricky Brindley, that crazy son of a bitch right there. Ricky Brindley. Watches people bleed out. All right, we're down to our last comic of the evening. Without further ado, this next young man was here about a month or so ago. We said, come on back and let's see if he can keep that magic going. He was on American Idol, and he went to the finals. I'm kidding. Please put your hands together for the very funny Mr. Eric Sparks.
I'm still not entirely convinced Sean doesn't have a cocaine habit. Anybody else? He doesn't do any when I offer it to him, but still. Maybe he just thinks I have bunk shit. This has been fun tonight, huh? You guys having one more time for Sean and all the other comics you saw tonight? I've been trying to come up with a good gender-neutral greeting. Nobody else? Because I'm not from here, and I feel a little crazy when I say y'all. I say you guys a lot. And people back home in Oregon always told me that I'm perpetuating the patriarchy. I know, so fucking annoying. So I came up with a gender-neutral version. It's a mix between guys and gals. What's up, you gays? That's right, not as woke as you thought. Just a dumb wordplay joke. Just wanted to call you guys gay. Do we have any little people here tonight? There's not, right? Yeah, good. I looked when I got in here, but you know how it is. They're hard to see sometimes. Does anybody know how disability works when it comes to being little? Like how much? They must get paid something for that, right? If I was short and I didn't get paid at least $2,000 a month, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, I've had it up to here with this shit. That's a fucked up joke. You guys are fun. I may have stooped a little low on that one. They say you're not supposed to punch down. I just started working a new job. I'm doing security over at State Farm Stadium. I'm basically a glorified carny. It's the type of person I work with. The kind of guy who uses a Razor scooter as his main mode of transportation in Arizona. Just go crazy. I have learned a lot working this job, though. I learned time. Time really flies when you're on 300 milligrams of edibles. If anybody's having a hard time getting through their day, that's what I would recommend. I masturbated on the clock today. Hell yeah. At a job that pays $20 an hour. Easiest $1.73 I ever made. It's about 4.5 minutes if you can't do the math. Suns have been playing well. You guys watch basketball? Do you ever think about how many feet of dick are on an NBA court at any given moment? It's a lot. I bet it's more than 10. Little math joke for you. There's 10 players on a basketball court at once, if you're wondering. That's not even a racial joke. If those guys are even kind of in proportion. Even the white players are hung as fuck. I'm just saying, most of those dudes can palm a basketball. If you want to talk about big hands. Yeah. Shaq has size 30 feet. Doesn't take much imagination to figure out the rest of him. I'm going to move on. I can feel some discomfort from this half of the room. What else? All right, guys. Hey, I don't mean to get political, but why was everybody so upset with Hunter Biden for being awesome? Whoa, he smoked crack and drove really fast. He likes prostitutes and firearms. I thought we celebrated heroes in this country. Everybody's freaking out because some guy's cool as hell. Politicians are gay. Just Lindsey Graham. I got to close. He gave me the light. Can I try kind of a wild joke on you guys? Yeah. Leap Day is coming up. Was anybody here born on Leap Day? Your grandma was? Damn. It's too bad she's not. Well, she would be too old anyway. I've been looking for a legal way to date an 8-year-old. The only loophole I've found. Let's see. If they have a birthday every 4 years, then the perfect age would be 4. Right? 4 times 4 is 16. I did the math right. It's an awful joke. I'm sorry. The twist is that I'm a pedophile. Whatever you call somebody that's attracted to 16-year-olds. A cool-ass dude. I'm sorry. Look, guys, if I'm not at least kind of a pedophile, I'm never going to make it in Hollywood. To practice sucking child cock now. I can't be an amateur when it's time for my big break. Okay, I told you guys it was wild. I'm really sorry. You guys are all awesome. I only did it because he said there was no other comics after me. Make some noise for Sean and everybody else you saw tonight.
Hey, now, let's hear for that crazy son of a bitch right there. Waylon woke up right at the end. He said, "Is this thing on? It's rough." All right, this is my dog. Hey, get home safe. Thanks for coming out. We do this every Tuesday night at 7:30, and it's always a good time. I really appreciate you all coming out. Thank you so much. Good night. Be safe.